welcome to the Lake Dillon Theater Company mini virtual concert series late night show. For those of you who don't think that I can say that again, that is the Lake Dillon Theater Company mini virtual concert series late night show. I am your host, Brett Figel. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. And I also want to give a special shout out to my live studio audience here in New York City. Yeah, thank you. So for you joining from home, welcome. I'm so happy to be here tonight. As you know, in our current climate, we're having a little bit of difficulty bringing you live theater, but our friends at the Lake Dillon Theater Company are bringing you some digital content to keep you entertained from the safety of your home. So I want to thank them. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. It's going to be a fun night. We have a very special Lake Dillon Theater Company guest who's in our studio. He's going to be joining us shortly. We're going to have some musical content. We're going to have a little mini music video. We have commercials. We have it all for you tonight. So stay tuned and we'll be right back after this commercial. I'm a busy mom, and if you're like me, hosting a dinner party can be stressful, and glassware should be the least of your worries. From stemware that just won't unfog, to those old Broadway show cups from that play that was way too long and you didn't even like, it's important that I offer my guests the very best. That's when I reach for the Lake Dillon Theater Company vintage glassware. Forged in the Rocky Mountains, these glasses offer elegant ergonomic designs that bring a touch of class to any occasion. Why choose any old glassware when you can take a dramatic departure from the ordinary? Lake Dillon Theater Company vintage glassware. Because who else would you trust with your glassware? Hello and welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining me again. For those of you who don't know who I am or what this is, my name is Brett Figel. I'm an actor who's worked at the Lake Dillon Theater Company a couple times now. And this is my answer to Chris asking me to do a simple cabaret for the digital concert series. And I thought, nope. Let's overcomplicate it. Let's make this a whole thing that's going to be a big project that's going to keep me occupied. And so here we are doing a fake late night show where I interview a special guest who's coming up very shortly. But quickly, just about myself before we get to the musical content. My name again is Brett Figel. I'm your host tonight. You may have seen me back in the day at the Lake Dillon Theater Company in 2011, back at the old theater, if you remember that, in Dillon, near the gas station. Very cute, very cozy. And of course we did the 39 Steps, which was directed by Joshua Blanchard. There's more pictures, look at that. It was very creative, no sets, you had to imagine it. We'd use our acting skills, our comedy skills. Next, of course, was The Fox on the Fairway, which I think was 2 years later, also in the old theater. A fun romp about golf and love, and there's violence and all the stuff we love. Then, of course, I came back for the new theater in their first production ever of Noises Off because they finally had the space. Strangely enough, I couldn't find any pictures published of me in that show on the website. So skip through that. And finally, of course, this is me with bread in my mouth from The Underpants, which was a few years ago. So that is me in a nutshell. Places you might have seen me. I've done gala concerts, I've done cabaret concerts, but enough about me. Let's bring out our first guest. I'm very excited to have him. He is one of your favorite music directors from the Lake Dillon Theater Company, and he is my roommate. Let's introduce Jonathan Parks. Welcome. Oh my God, guys, it's Jonathan Parks. So tell us how you got started at Lake Dillon Theater Company. What capacity?
I started out there as assistant music director. It was my first professional theater job. I was 18.
Oh my God.
So long ago. And then that was the summer of 2007. And then I came back pretty much every summer, minus one, until 2012 as music director.
Music director. And what was the first show that you ever music directed? At Lake Dillon.
At Lake Dillon, it was Chicago, the Kendra and Ed musical.
Okay. So right now we're going to take a look at a clip to show you why Jonathan Parks was chosen as a music director at Lake Dillon Theater Company. Check it out.
Hey everyone. When I was thinking about what to play for this cabaret, I started thinking about what kind of music comforts me during times like this. And when I was a kid, I used to watch Mary Martin's Peter Pan constantly. I wore that VHS out. So I wanted to pair a couple of those songs with a couple of my other favorites to make a kind of lullaby medley.
welcome back. That was amazing, first of all.
Thank you.
Love those songs. Good choices. So at Lake Dillon, I went on Facebook and I stalked you a little bit, and I pulled up some photos that I wanted to share with everyone from the past, from the Lake Dillon vault.
Oh God, I'm scared.
You should be. Don't look at my screen.
Okay.
All right. So this picture here. What is this? When is this? What's happening?
Oh my gosh, this is the cast of Schoolhouse Rock. You can see from our shirts.
Schoolhouse
Look
Rock.
at that hair. That's like
A
gorgeous
gorgeous-
Jonathan.
Gorgeous Georgia bowl cut.
I was actually not a part of this show, but it's the guys, obviously, and our fearless choreographer, Juliana Black, in the middle, who I worked with a number of times at Lake Dillon. Yeah, this was our kids show at Keystone that year.
Never played there. Great. And what is this?
This is the amphitheater where we were putting on our kids show that summer.
Is this the one in Dillon?
The summer camp, yeah, the theater in Dillon, the amphitheater in Dillon. It was the kids' summer camp where I think it was the Jungle Book.
A good choice.
Baseball? Baseball. Our softball game against the Keystone Science people.
Oh. And who's on your back of your shirt? Who are you repping?
Obviously, Barbara Streisand is on the back of my shirt.
Barbara
I
Streisand,
love
because
this mug.
he loves Barbara Streisand.
I
If you
do.
didn't know that.
She recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, Barbara.
Happy birthday, Barbara Streisand. She is locked away with all the other important celebrities in a bunker somewhere recovering from the COVID-19. All right, who is this?
Title of show.
Title of show.
These are our promo pics.
We have some Lake Dillon royalty featured. What do we got? Adam, Andrew, Brittany. I don't know who this girl is.
Jennifer Lauren Brown.
Jennifer Lauren Brown.
She's
Shout out
fierce.
to Jennifer Lauren Brown.
This was during the winter season.
Were you on
One of my
stage?
last- Yeah. I played the part of Larry, the music director.
His finest work.
Yeah. This was hair. This was actually one of my favorite memories about Lake Dillon is that we performed hair in the amphitheater for one night only.
With nudity?
No, we couldn't get naked. They couldn't get naked.
I know the famous story about someone calling the cops on the Lake Dillon Theater production of Hair.
Yeah. The city would not allow the actors to get naked in the amphitheater. But
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, so since Lake Dillon, obviously you've worked a ton. You went to grad school.
I went to Florida State
You got a graduate degree in
accompanying, so mainly opera coaching and classical accompanying, things like that.
And a little birdie told me that someone made their Broadway debut this fall. What show was it?
In Chicago.
Which, this is a production photo from the Lake Dillon Theater Company production of Chicago back in 2007. Featuring, we got Chris Alleman, we've got Jonathan back there, possibly Chris's dog, we don't know. I'll have to reach out and let us know if that's actually his dog. But fast forward to little Jonathan in the fall with his family up in Chicago. I actually saw the production he was in the night he went in, and I'll zoom in, but you'll see Jonathan is featured. I couldn't stop watching it. Every time like Velma would walk past, all of a sudden I'd look and say, "Oh my God, it's Jonathan!" And he's like bopping his little head, and he gave a prop to someone.
Front and center.
Well, great. This is a great segue. Candor and Ebb. Our next number that we're going to do is from The World Goes Round, which was written for Liza Minnelli in the film New York, New York, with Robert De Niro, directed by Martin Scorsese. And yeah, we've slapped a black and white filter on it, and it was giving me old-timey vibes, so that's what we're doing. Check it out. The year was 1934.
It's 2020.
The year was 2020. The whole world was in quarantine. There was no more jazz, no more speakeasies, no more Tinder dates. No. All we had was FaceTime and Zoom. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces. That doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. Sometimes your friends stop treating you bad, but the world goes around. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins, and one day it's kicks and it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round and round and round and round and round. The world goes round and round and round and round. Welcome back. That was our little number, The World Goes Round, starring myself in a weird accent and Jonathan on the keys.
Almost as good as Liza, I have to say.
Almost as good as Liza, just maybe a little pitchier. So we are roommates. That's why Jonathan's here. We're not breaking any kind of quarantine codes. We've lived together for 4 years, over 4 years now.
Yeah, over 4 years.
But we actually met, just so you know, on the Young Frankenstein national tour, the hit Mel Brooks musical. It toured every small town in the United States. We met there, became friends, we became roommates. So I think as roommates, we're good roommates. We don't argue, we don't fight. But there is one point of contention, which is Cats, the musical.
Ah, yes.
Jonathan is pro Cats, I am anti Cats. I don't understand it. If you've watched the movie, I'm sorry. If you haven't watched the movie, you probably should just to hate watch it because it's so terrible. But what I want to know from you, and it's the section that we're going to call Why Cats? With a horrifying picture of Judi Dench.
Now and forever.
Now and forever, why Cats? So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and I want you to sell me on why people should like Cats and why they should watch Cats, okay?
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Start.
First of all, I'm just going to talk about the musical because the movie sucks. You should still watch the movie just because. But the musical itself is, I think, a glorious piece of theater. It's a celebration of song and dance, and it's a beautiful story
15 seconds.
Of redemption and acceptance, and this person who wants to be included in this tribe, and eventually she gets a second chance. And also, hearing Betty Buckley sing Memory is one of the most thrilling experiences ever.
And time's up, 30 seconds. I can't say that you convinced me. Maybe he's convinced you.
It's theater.
It's theater. But that's a great segue. That's going to bring us to our next clip. It's an audition song that I use sometimes. It is hit or miss. Sometimes people mildly enjoy it. Sometimes people are left speechless and they just say, "Thank you so much." You ask, what is love? Well, I have a love. Yes, I have a love for cats. I love cats, and that's why I'm the guy who looks up at the sky and says, I love cats. When I think of a cat, there's this feeling inside. It's a hunger, a gnawing that I just can't hide. Oh, I've tried, yes, I've tried, but I want the world to know. Yes, I want the world to know. You might say it's disgusting the way that I'm lusting, but my friend, you don't know till you've tried. You'll be making a beeline for anything feline, whether boiled or sauteed or fried. From their ears to their feet, it's the other white meat. Black and white or Maine Coon with a knife or a spoon, stewed and raw. angelical, tabby calico, jellicle. So my friend, now you know what it is to love, what it is to love a cat. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that weird cat song that I just sang for you. What was your first impression of the Lake Dillon Theater Company when you first arrived in Dillon?
When I first arrived in Dillon, I drove from Georgia, which is where I'm from, to Colorado. And it was the first time I had really been that far west. And I got to the mountains and I was just like, oh my God, look at these mountains. And to see where Lake Dillon was, first of all, it was cold because it was like May and I'm used to Georgia weather. But it was just a beautiful place. And then what Chris and Josh had made there, this was only their second summer, so it was still young and we were working the kinks out. But to be a part of that experience and to see what professional theater could be was really eye-opening. Right. And I say they taught me everything I know, which is actually very true. Chris would say otherwise, but it's
for me, I had never been to Colorado, and so I remember distinctly driving from Denver. I feel like maybe Ben picked me up from the airport, or someone picked me up, or maybe it was Chris, but I remember driving up there and just obviously being stunned by how beautiful Summit County is, and I still think about it all the time when I'm in the city, and I'm dreaming of going somewhere else, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was just like up in Lake Dillon right now. But as far as the theater, I just remember being so impressed because seeing their season and the variety of shows that they gave to their audiences, I was really impressed because I felt like they challenged the audience. I think they trust that the audience can handle like difficult things, and they do have fun stuff, but they also have stuff that's really challenging, and they're not doing Hello Dolly every season. But those are your first impressions of Lake Dillon. I want to do a quick round of either or. Okay. I'm going to tell you two things. You're going to pick one of them. You have to choose one. It's just going to get us to get to know you a little better.
Can't wait.
For those of you who don't know Jonathan. Plays or musicals?
Musicals.
All right. Golden Age or contemporary?
Golden Age.
Dillon or Silverthorne?
Dillon.
Frisco or Keystone?
Frisco.
Skiing or snowboarding?
Skiing? I've never been on either, so.
Mamma Mia or Cats?
Cats.
Sondheim or Bernstein?
Bernstein. Bernstein.
Berta Peters or Patti LuPone? Careful.
Patti.
Thank you. Kelly O'Hara or Laura Benanti?
Kelly.
Rogers or Hammerstein?
Hammerstein.
The Lakeside Bowl or the Dillon Movie Theater? On your day off, which one?
Bowling.
Pug Ryan's or the Dillon Dam Brewery?
Pugs.
And last, Chris or Josh?
I can't choose that.
We would never make you choose that. That is, you cannot choose between the two of them because they're both lovely, lovely people.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go to another clip, and this is a very impressive clip that is going to show off Jonathan's tickling of the ivories. So check it out.
So I've been binging a lot of Disney Plus lately, and I heard this song that accompanied one of their musical shorts that they did back in the 40s. And I thought, masochistically, that this would be a fun one to do. And I think it pretty much perfectly encapsulates all of my emotions that are just fluttering around every day.
impressive. Bumble, what is it?
Bumble Boogie.
The Bumble Boogie. So, very impressive. So before we finish up tonight, couple more questions. In your long career of music directing, do you have like a favorite show that you've done?
I've done a wide range of shows, but I was able to do Ragtime back in the fall. It was a one night only gala performance for the Riverdale YMHA up in the Bronx. And they do this fundraiser for their children's program for scholarships. And it was just a really great experience to do it with a 19-piece orchestra and a 40-person cast.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music of Ragtime is one of my favorite albums. I think for me, I love doing comedies. I love silly stuff. I love stupid stuff. And I think Spamalot might be one of the favorite shows I've done. I've done it twice now, and it's just hit after hit. Every number is a huge production number. The jokes are so stupid, but yet so smart, and it's like a laugh every 20 seconds.
Truly, yeah.
It's so fun, and you've done it, right? You music directed. So Lake Dillon, if you're listening, Spamalot is an excellent choice. Write your representatives and let them know that you want to see Spamalot at the Lake Dillon Theater Company when they reopen, whenever that is. So before we leave, everyone's going to turn this off and they need something else to distract them. What have you been watching in quarantine?
I actually restarted True Blood.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're into vampires in the South, then give it a shot.
If you have children, do not watch it.
Yeah,
while
not for children.
There is nudity explicitly. But no more than was featured in the production of Hair at Lake Dillon Theater Company about 10 years ago. For me, it's a title on everyone's lips. It's called The Tiger King. It's absolutely insane. You can't make this stuff up. If you watch it, every episode, your jaw is going to drop about these people in the animal trade world, and they're competing, and it's horrifying, and it's hysterical, and I have no words except for to watch it, because it's going to take your mind far away from anything that might be happening in the world right now.
Yes. My 2-year-old nephew knows that Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Carol Baskin. No spoilers. But Carol Baskin did kill her husband and feed him to the lions, I swear to God. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope this was fun. I hope it was weird. I hope you shook your head a lot because you didn't know what was happening. That's what we wanted to do.
Didn't either.
And we're going to leave you with one last song to take you out. But we love you. We miss you. Everyone stay safe. Everyone stay sane. And don't worry, theater is coming back. And Lake Dillon Theater Company is a great company. And they're going to come back hard. And they're going to come back ready to entertain you. And I have no doubt in my mind. So thank you so much. Good night. We love you. Playing memory for the last 3 days. What's going on?
I'm just remembering life before quarantine happened.
Look, I get it, I understand, we're all depressed here, but you have to keep your positive spirits up, okay? So, I do have a song that might help you out. I've been practicing it on my ukulele. Do you want to hear it?
If you think it'll work.
I think it'll work. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Some things in life are bad, they can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse off fiddlesticks. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life. You try. Alright, maybe just play the piano. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright bright side of life. For life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your sins, give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow. Alright, Jonathan, try a verse, keep it positive, keep it light, let's go.
Always look on the bright side of death.
That's not quite what I was looking for, but
Just before you draw your terminal breath.
you're not understanding the message.
Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true.
Now look, you'll see it's all a show. Keep 'em laughing as you go.
Just remember that the last laugh is on you.
Alright, let's just take it home for the audience. One more verse. Let's try 2-bar harmony, okay? Here we go. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. That's right, 2-bar harmony. Side of life. You are a singer. Side of life. I feel better already.